Alright guys, welcome back to another deck video. Today we are going to be going over Inferno Fandango Emboar. Now I'll preface this, this deck is not good. You'd think it would be, right? Because it's an Energy Rainer, and Blastoise sees success, and Magnezone sees quite a bit of success. So then why wouldn't Emboar see success? It is just another thing where you're attaching as many energies. The problem is there's not very many good fire attackers to really abuse. With Blastoise, you have other Blastoises that do cool sniping effects. Snipe for 100, you also have Arcudo, Regice, that sort of thing. With Magnezone, you have the other Magnezones, you have Raikou, you have Pikachu, you have Zapdos, you have that sort of thing. Emboar doesn't have many of that stuff. It has stuff, just not very good stuff. So I'm going to go over it today. The other thing about Emboar is that when you play Blastoise, you have to play other Blastoises, because they're good. Magnezone, you play other Magnezones. There are no other good Emboars. This is literally it. The black and white Emboar. This card's actually been reprinted, I think, 4 times? Maybe 5. It was a Secret Rare, Legendary Treasures, it was a promo, and then black and white. So it's been reprinted 4 times, and then the other Emboars, there's only like 2 other Emboars, and they are garbage. Excuse me. So anyways, on to the list. We're going to be playing a 1-1-1 Emboar line. Excuse me. Totally fine here. Once you get your fire energies on, you're kind of okay. You could thicken it up if you're really scared of it, but I don't like the bench space being used. So 1-1-1's fine. We're going over attackers here that we're going to be using. Some of them are kind of weird, some of them you'll see. We have Volcanion and Victini. These are in almost any fire deck that I like to play, just because most fire decks play Blacksmith, so having a Blacksmith target that does 100 damage is really awesome. And then Power Heater and Steam Artillery are both very, very good attacks, so I always play these in any fire deck. This is no exception. I'm actually going to play a 1-1 Charizard G line. 11 Fire, Call of Power, all this stuff. You're going to be able to swing for 150. We are going to play a Victory Star Victini. It doesn't matter which one you play, if you play the new one or the old one. They're virtually both the same. I think this one's got more HP, actually. Yes, it does. This has got 70. So play this one. But 150, Flip a Coin of Tails, discard all energies. This helps you keep that. Call of Power is awesome if you can't get Emboar out, or you have energies on the field, or you can't get them in your hand. You can at least call there. It works really well with this Speed Gain Quasar. So you can Speed Gain to yourself, and then Call of Power all the energies over. Super nice that way. Basically, you're going to be doing 150 with either of these. This is probably your main combo right here with other support. Speaking of other support, you're going to have the promo Volcanion. This has come up in a couple different printings. But it does 50. The first stock does 50 for every fire if you flip a coin. It's heads for every... Flip a coin for every fire, 50 times the number of heads. And then to go along with the theme, you're also going to have Audino, just stacking a whole bunch of energies and flipping. This is where the main combo came from, and I was like, we're playing Victini, you could play this for just like extra fire acceleration. You're going to have experience share, you're going to power heater, basically just get a whole bunch of energies on the field and try to one-shot stuff. That's kind of the goal here. These are the good ones that you're going to play. This is just kind of supplemental, and then there's your line. So there's all of your Emboar stuff. I feel like this is the best route for the deck. There's not very many other good fire supporters without getting it inconsistent or that sort of thing. This deck is just really hard to build, man. Like, I don't know what to tell you. There's just not enough good fire attackers. Like, this is right here is like your 3rd best option. Like, you're in trouble. So I'm just going to try for the one shot going 150 over and over again. That's pretty much how this deck is going to operate. If it's any more than 150 HP, you could be in for some hurt. If not, you can try 2-shotting things. A lot of these stuff are non-EXs, actually. Yeah, Emboar's an EX, but literally the rest of this deck is all non-EX. So you have that at least working for you. Whereas Magnezone and Blastoise, most of their attackers are EXs and whatnot. So at least you got that. As for support Pokemon, you're going to see your standard stuff here. Literally the 10 cards that are almost in every single deck. There is free retreat Porygons, but I like these Porygons for their attacks. Your staple 4 here, your Claydol. Claydol's in every single U150 deck. If you're not playing Claydol in your U150 deck, you are 100% doing it wrong. That's like no exception. Like, there are some decks that don't play it, but like, if you're not playing this card, you're going to lose more games than you're going to win. Guaranteed. Support. Supporters, there are a fair bit of them. There are going to be some extra quote-unquote supporters that you'll not normally see in other decks. Let me see if I can get that there. Nice. AZ. Bebe Search for some extra little searching. Blacksmith, you're going to see in all fire-based decks for extra acceleration. Chorus. Copycat. Guzma. Hex Maniac, all standard looking stuff here. Kiawe for that turn 1 hotness, pun intended, trying to get your fire accelerating early. Mid-game hiding behind Spirit Tomb, it's also a good card. Karina, both Lysanders, a Marley's Request, an N, and then a Mallow, either Mallow or Oracle. Depends on how many copies of the cards you got. Collector, Juniper, Oak, Sycamore, a Rocket's Admin to go with your N, Rosie's for extra basic search, Skyla, Teammates, Wally, Fisherman, because we are playing an Energy Rain deck, and then Judge for a little extra draw support. There's a reason that Judge is in here. I'm trying to remember what that reason is. Can't honestly remember. But, where was I going with this? Judge could be cut for a Sages or a Lookers. I don't know why we went with Judge. There's a reason. There's a reason when we were discussing this, we're like, Judge is the answer here for some reason. But I honestly can't remember it, so you have Judge there, but this could be switched out for a Sages or Lookers or some other draw support that's not pictured above. So really it's a standard looking supporter engine with the Kiawe and Blacksmith thrown in. That's really about as rowdy as you're going to get there. Other things, we're going to play Acrobite because we don't mind discarding stuff because we can get it back with a lot of stuff in this deck. Battle Compressor to put some energies in the discard pile, not only for Blacksmith, but for Speed Gain Rayquaza. It's really awesome to Battle Compressor 2 Lightnings away and then be like, Speed Gain, and knock something out. Bill, Computer Search, Escape Rope, Evo Soda, Imposter Oaks. All very standard looking stuff there. Item Finder, Junk Arm, Level Ball, Luxury Ball. We're going to play Misty's Wrath for extra draw, Palpat for some recovery, Pcom for a searching card, Retriever to recover stuff quicker, Oak, you have Scoop Up, you got Switch, because you do have a lot of fatties, so we are going to play a Switch and an Escape Rope, Swoop Teleporter, Ultra Ball, Versus Seeker, Field Blower in the place of Windstorm, they're both the same card, Breeder and Rare Candy. We played both because it's way more important in this deck to have your Stage 2. Normally when I argue for just one, like you have one Stage 1 line, you only need to play one Rare Candy. Well, in this deck, it's way more paramount to get that out, so having two of them, I think, is kind of necessary. And then Rescue Stretcher, it's for the same reason. You're going to play Rescue Stretcher and Retriever, because having that Emboar out is so important. You can't kind of cop on it. Honestly, you could cut Retriever and Rare Candy. You could cut one of these two, like, one of these for an extra Pignite and an extra Tapig if you really wanted to, but I prefer to go the item route. Just kind of makes it more consistent for your other stuff, and so you're not cluttering up your bench space. It does make you lean on Broken Time Space a little bit more than normal, but hey, that's okay. It's out most of the time anyways, just because it's a really good card. Top tier analysis there. It's a good card. That's why it's going to be played. Speaking of Broken Time Space, you're going to play it. You're playing Evolutions. Scorched Earth, you're playing a lot of fire energies, so you might as well for that extra draw power. And then Skyfield, the bench space does get kind of tight with this deck because you're going to have your Emboar and your support Pokemon and then all of your attackers. You're going to want your Speed Game Rayquaza on the bench at all times so that you can use Charizard G in combination with it. You're also going to want your Victini on your bench for reflipping stuff, and so that leaves you very little room for backup attackers. So Skyfield is really awesome in that sort of sense. But yeah, those are the three that you're going to need. That's pretty much it. Your standard looking item cards, you're going to have Floatstone and Muscle Band. They're in every single deck. And then you're also going to play these other two damage modifiers just to kind of hit those numbers if you need to. If 150 just isn't enough, you're going to have some extra attackers. Most of your attackers are actually basic, so Fighting Fury Belt to give you that plus 40 HP is huge in a lot of situations. Boop-a-doop-boop-a-doo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In every single deck. No reason to cop out on any of these. Yeah, nothing more to say there. Dowsing is clearly the choice here. There's no reason to play anything else. And then your energy line, you're going to play one DCE because you do have a couple DCE reliant attackers. Actually, almost all of them. That's DCE. That's DCE. That can use DCE. That's about it, right? Yeah. So that's it. So, you know, you got 3 of your attackers are DCE based, so you might as well place them. You're going to play 3 lightnings for your speed game Rayquaza. Now, you could cut to 2 if you're worried about your fire energy count. But just in case you have to attach a lightning to like some other Pokemon and then you can't speed game, that's why I like 3. Or if you need to prize one at the beginning of the game, you still have your 2 that you can use for speed game. 3 is just safe. 2 allows for more fire consistency, but you are playing quite a bit of fire energies anyways. 3, 6, 9, 12, 13 fire energies. I figured those out in the weirdest possible way. 13 fire energies. Okay. I did what I could. 13 fire energies, 3 here. That's 17 energies in total. That's more than enough. But like I said, if you think 13 is a little too low, you can go 14 and 2. As long as you got at least 2 lightnings in there for speed game Quaza. Outside of that, that should do it for the deck. When we played this deck, we realized that when we talked about the speed gain Charizard G combo, it could be its own deck. You honestly could for the Emboar is cool, but it's really about these 3 in combination with each other. This is what kind of makes the deck click. It's just not as good because it does require either you get out of Pokemon and all the energy, flips, that sort of thing. So, anyways, that's Emboar. If you have any questions on it, please let me know. If not, hope you guys enjoyed the video.